Introduction to Poetry by Billy Collins. I asked them to take a poem and hold it up to the light like a color slide, or press an ear against its hive. I say, drop a mouse into a poem and watch him probe his way out, or walk inside a poem's room and feel the walls for a light switch. I want them to water ski across the surface of a poem, waving at the author's name on the shore. But all they want to do is tie the poem to a chair with rope and torture a confession out of it. They begin beating it with the hose to find out what it really means. Dedicated to my mom, who works 100 hours a week, and my father, who works just as hard. I love you. Sit down, be quiet, and read. Now tell them how it makes you feel. Tell them how you give the hollow answer and make it seem real. Tell them how you think this is a colossal waste of time, but deep down inside, you kind of like it. Tell them how you've been on God's green earth for 16 years and the only poetic words to have ever hit a page land me here in front of all of you. 16 years and the only poetry I've ever read was written by a guy named Dr. Seuss. 16 years, and finally, poetry is the catalyst for all of my inner rage, joy, and sorrow. 16 years, and this is my introduction to poetry. This is my introduction to guilt, the kind I feel when my mom has been gone for 3 days because she's working back-to-back shifts just so she can pay for my college. The kind I feel when I ask my parents for some cash to go eat, and they hand me the only $20 bill that they had in their wallet. The kind I feel when my mom leaves for work at 7 p.m. and doesn't return until 7 a.m. This is my introduction to pressure. The kind I feel when I'm the first one ever to go to college. The kind I feel when I want to give back every single 20 that my mom and dad ever gave me. This is my introduction to the truth. The kind that drips off the end of your tongue because it's been stored for 16 years and you never knew how to say it. You feel like it should be sung with all the power in your lungs like a church hymn because you know God himself would agree. And this is my introduction to the world, the kind that views you as a seedling cholo just waiting to drop out and pick up the four loco, that kind that waits to deport you or waits to report you because there's no way a Mexican can go to college and make his own fortune. And this is my introduction to hope. The same kind my cousins always had of me, the same ones whose haircuts were always zeros, whose pants never reached their waist, and whose shirts were always 2 times bigger than they needed to be. And this is my introduction to faith. The same kind I had like when I told my parents I'd buy them the house they always wanted that is olive green because my mom loves that color. And there are mangoes growing in the backyard every spring just so my father can pick them. Thank you.